Hi guys, Flexpipe 101. My name is Esteban, and this is a follow-up to the Flexpipe Creator extension tools and how to use them. So the first one that we explained was the Show Preferences dialog box, which is basically where you get the option to preset certain things based on the different categories that are available. So if you want to have a little more information about that, go ahead and check out that video. For today, we're going to talk about the suppress face creation. So here we already have preset certain options, and now we'll talk about that suppress face creation. And the way that that works, really quickly, I'll explain that anytime you're using the SketchUp software tools to create any object, we use them to create wireframes, essentially, that get turned into tube and joint structures. So, for instance, now I'm using the rectangle tool, and I'm using it to drag out a, let's just say, for instance, let's say a 24 by 48 rectangle. And then here we go, right? So we have created a rectangle. And right now, really quickly, if we note, we have the suppress face creation highlighted. So if you go back a step, and we deselect that suppress face creation, and we go ahead and draw that same rectangle. If we go ahead and draw that same rectangle again, so we had a 24 by 48 inch rectangle. Now we see that there is a face that has been created. So if you're ever drawing with SketchUp, no matter what, so for instance, in this case, we'll draw a rectangle this way using the green axis, and I just go ahead and click it like that. We can see that there is a face that has been created. So if I don't necessarily need those faces to be created, and I don't really feel like having to basically every time I draw a rectangle or anything that any 4 points that are meeting, the face creation is going to eliminate that surface or that face. So let's see what that looks like really quickly, right? So now let's select that face, suppress face creation tool, and we'll go ahead and drag this out, or we'll pull it out, right? So we'll pull it and we'll dimension it to 36 inches as the example. And then we can see that the faces have been deleted automatically, with the exception of that first one. I generally keep that first one because this is the way I like to make my structures, is to go ahead and drag out the base. If it's a square or rectangular structure, then this is a good way of doing it. You can do it different ways depending on what you're comfortable with. So what does that look like if we have this suppress face creation deselected? We'll go ahead and do the same exercise. We've deselected the suppress face creation, and we're going to go ahead and pull this again to the 36 inches as the example, and we can see that the faces have been created and are presently there. So that's how the suppress face creation works, is that it gives you the ability to go ahead and remove those automatically so that you don't necessarily have to keep clicking and deleting them individually. So it's a very handy tool, and I hope this explains it, and we'll see you next time for the next tool in the Flexpipe Creator extension. So take care, and we'll see you then.